All right, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Tim.
I'm Rod.
And today we're going to take a look at a game by Cryptozoic called Mod X. Now, this is an abstract strategy game that, unlike most abstract strategies that just play 2 people, this plays up to 4 people. And so that makes it different. You're laying down X's, trying to connect and make shapes. So let's see what's in the box.
Let's do it.
So this is what you get in the box with Mod X. Rod, do you want to talk about the components?
Sure. So the components, functionality is fantastic. Okay, what I mean by that is, first of all, this nice sturdy plastic which will hold up fine throughout all the game playing that you'll be doing.
I can't break it.
You've got nice colors. The colors represent 1970. But anyway,
1970.
But anyway, it does what it's supposed to do. We're supposed to be able to identify our pieces when we're playing the game, and you're able to do that. Clear pieces are wild, so they're easy to identify.
Mm-hmm.
The neatest thing I found about this is that the board itself is really nice and thick.
Mm-hmm.
You pick it up, you can feel how thick it is and everything.
It's got those little rubber stoppers on the bottom, which are really nice. So it doesn't slide all over your table.
So all in all, this game's gonna last forever. So it's a very hardy, sturdy little game. And like I said, it gets packed away very easily, kept separated, so it's easy to play. So I enjoy what I enjoy. I like what they give us.
Which I think is a good point for an abstract game, right? That you have pieces that hold up over time,
Right.
like chess and checkers and things like that. You don't want to be playing this game a million times and then it just fall apart on you. So
Well, and the other thing that we didn't even talk about this is look at the size of these pieces. For people with small hands like Tim, it's perfect. So he's able to hold these pieces and put them right in place.
Tim, do you want to talk about the rules to Mod X and how hard or easy is it to learn the game?
All right, so this is the rule book. It's actually only a couple pages of English and then all kinds of different languages. So it's actually really simple, and everybody that I play with, I've taught the game in 30 seconds or less.
Right.
Because there's only this is the rules. That's it for English. So it's super simple. There are some advanced rules if you want to play with a couple extra rules. So I mean if I could teach it in 30 seconds and everybody knows exactly what to do, then that's very simple.
Okay, so let's talk about the gameplay then to Mod X and how you play it, since we can teach it in just 30 seconds. So each person is going to get their own color of these little X's that go on the board, and you're going to be making some shapes is the ultimate goal. So each person takes a turn, and they're just going to be placing a piece onto the board. And so kind of like Connect 4 or something like that, you're just going to be trying to make certain shapes. So the shapes are, you're either going to be making a straight line of 5 X's in a row, you're going to be making a shape that looks like a cross almost, or you're going to be making the other shape, which is
There's a cross and an X.
a cross or an X. What's really unique about this game is because you're taking turns, you're trying to play so that you can score, but then you're also trying to block the other person. So just like in Connect 4, there's multiple ways where if you put 3 in a row, then they could go on either side and, you can't block them now, and so they're going to get that, things like that. And so once somebody does score and they get 5 in a row and it matches that, and there's also these wilds that are going to be placed down in there, and you can use those. Once they score, let's just say that this was me, and I scored my 5 in a row right here.
Or me. It could have been me.
Or Tim. Then what you would do is you would remove these from the board, and then you're going to place down these markers that go in their place. And so then I would place down a marker in each one of these spots where I scored my tokens were. The only catch is that if you used a wild, you're not going to place a token in that spot. But you do get to take that wild and then place it on the board. So in essence, you're getting an extra turn or an extra turn to place the wild. The only negative to that is then it's not your turn anymore. So the next person goes. So if you place that in the wrong place, which causes some analysis paralysis, if you place this in the wrong spot, then somebody else could actually use that and score. And so it's going to go back and forth until somebody has scored 20. Is that right? Or 25?
It depends on the number of players.
Oh, okay.
I think we've always played with 15.
And so it plays pretty quickly in that, because every time you score, you're going to be placing 4, maybe 5 of these tokens out. And so even though it feels like somebody's only 1 turn away, you could score 5 and then be at the same place as them. And so it keeps you close when it comes to the scoring. And so that's it. Everybody takes their turn trying to block and place, and whoever gets the points wins the game. So
Yeah, the fact that the people remove their X's off the board, it's such a balancing act, because when that leaves all yours on the board. And if you were using yours to block the other people, when they remove theirs, you now have the spots to fill in the exact same spots that he did.
So wait them out.
Yeah, it's like so it adds like a whole nother layer. Like if you complete this shape, the next guy is going to be able to get his score in there. So
yeah, which makes it really, really fun. And the tide's turning to me is where a lot of the fun is, and blocking people, things like that. So what do you think?
Well, I think it's an interesting game in the sense that it's not our normal type game that we play. But the thing that Tim brought up that I thought is very, very true, it's a great game for in-between games. So when we're at at the hobby shop playing our games, we can go ahead and throw this out, play it before another game starts up. And so it's a perfect game for them because it only takes 15 to 20 minutes to play.
And true to most abstract games, you're going to want to play it multiple times. You're going to want to play this a whole bunch, and then you get beat. And it's not one of those things that you've invested, hours and hours. So you don't mind if you lose, and you want to play it again. And
anybody can pick it up. You can grab anybody. Let's play it. Sit down, play it. And it's enjoyable. So
just leave it on the coffee table or something. Yeah, and it's like people that come over or whatever can play it where they're watching something else or watching TV or something or talking, sitting around just talking.
Yeah, because like what you said, you can teach it so quickly. It's nice because at first it might look intimidating. Like, what are all these X's and these pieces you put down? But then once you explain it to them, like I think the light bulb goes off and you say, well, I want to try that. Well, and the huge thing that we mentioned right at the beginning is that it's not just a 2-player game, right?
Right.
And so how does that changing the aspect of it, not just being you versus me?
The only thing that concerns me about this game, in a sense, is that I think it's going to have a hard time for people to pick it up and buy it. Just because when you look at it, I'm looking at that box right there, and I'm thinking 1983 Sears and Roebuck Christmas catalog. That's the game that that they had on there at the time, and it looks like one of those Parker Brother games that we would have bought back then. But all in all, I mean, I think if it would have come out back then, it probably would have been a major hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now it's going to be a little hard for it, but I think it's a very neat game. And I think if you're looking for something just to pick up and play real quick, this is a real good game.
Or even a game that you could give to somebody that maybe isn't a newer gamer.
Right.
Or, like this would be a great Christmas present that you could give to somebody that you say, hey, they don't play any games, but I would actually enjoy playing it. I'll buy this so we can play this together.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of our reviews, we like to give a single 1-die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? So green means go buy this game and add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means you wouldn't buy it and you wouldn't play it because you hate it. So we all get our die rating out. And
Who's going to hate?
And reveal. No!
Oh, man! What? That does not happen, guys.
On an abstract game?
What? That's awesome.
I think what it is this game fills something that is missing right now.
That's crazy.
The simple, like we keep saying, abstract strategy. It fills that area, which there's just not a lot of. I mean, other than like checkers or chess or something like that, you don't really have a lot of those games out right now.
Yeah, like there's another abstract game that I like a lot called Hive, but the problem with that one is you've got to teach what every single one of those pieces do, kind of like chess. And so with my wife, we started to get into it, but it was just too overwhelming for her. She didn't buy into the abstract. She didn't buy into learning what all the pieces do, where I could sit this down in front of her and say, okay, you do this, and she says, all right, let's go. So.
Yeah, I think for me, this game is anyone can play it from 8, 9 years old and up, and it's enjoyable. And depending on who you're playing against, the more strategic, of course, it's going to be.
Right.
So if it's against your wife, you're probably not going to destroy her moves and stuff that she's planning on doing. But if it's against him,
you're
do our best to destroy each other.
Yeah. This got 3 greens.
I know, that's amazing.
That's crazy.
It does not happen.
A big key too is these wild pieces, because that adds so much randomness, and the fact that you can put them down after you fill it. After you fill a shape with them,
right?
That just adds a lot to that game. So
it really does.
If it was just Connect 4, it would just be like, it's just another kid's game.
There you go. Okay, so that's our review of ModX. Check it out online, see if it's something that you want to buy. And check us out. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to our videos. It helps us out so much. And as always,
support your local hobby shop. Woohoo! 3 greens.
So tell us what you think about this game.
Would you give this a green, white, or red?
Post in the comments below.
Below. Below.